Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, is Daniel on the line with us?
Yes.
I am here, Steve.
Hey, Daniel, thank you. I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine who has taken it upon himself to take a different approach to the long-term storage food market and actually ask for some input from me. And I said to him, I said, Daniel, thank you for making real meat, hormone-free milk, diced chicken without hormones, and coming up with product for people who are like me. By the way, I'm gluten intolerant. If you understand how many people are being poisoned in the United States by genetically modified and altered wheat, you'll begin to understand the importance. Now, Daniel is the owner, of Numana Foods. And, Daniel, I want you to share what prompted you to get into it, because we're going to offer some special packages tonight to everyone. And Ryan is a guy that answers your questions. We'll give out his email. But, Daniel, you've been in this business for going on 6 years now. So tell me kind of your philosophy on storage food, because you certainly know what your competitors are offering out there. And that's why, quite candidly, I got out of the food business, is because you can't give people good quality food, or at least you could until, you guys came along.
Well, about 5-6 years ago, like you said, my family, we wanted to get prepared. We wanted to make some preparedness decisions, probably a lot like your audience. What we saw out there, frankly, disappointed us. It was full of chemicals. It was full of preservatives. It was full of GMOs. And so really we set out to make something better. And that's how Numana started, and that's our philosophy. Our motto, our creed, is to produce the best of products for the survival and preparedness industry that we can.
Well, and as you looked at obviously you looked at the marketing survey, what was it interesting to you? Here's what's interesting to me. Everybody talks about calories, and I'm not going to name names, but I was one of the very first long-term storage food companies in the country, and in those days there was really only two, Alpine Air and Mountain House. But obviously the nature of genetically altered foodstuffs has really increased in those years. I mean, that was like 40-some years ago when I started into that business, 35 at least, So tell me kind of what you wanted to do. Tell me what your criteria was, because here's the thing, and ladies and gentlemen, you need to know this. Daniel and I talked, and I said, I'll only go back into this if you'll basically promise me, GMO-free, make gluten-free available, and for those who can tolerate milk, it has to be hormone-free, and you have to have calorie count, and you have to have meat. So kind of share with us the different, if you will, packages and kind of, your philosophy, because you shared that you're a prepper, but just go through some of the products, and especially, the family packs and stuff, and the difference, because I think, Daniel, there's a misnomer that people don't understand how much they spend for food now. And I'll say this, if they understood what they're paying for poison, the long-term storage food, they'd understand anything they buy now at today's prices will only increase in not only price to replace it, but it's going to decrease the nutritional value. So go ahead, sir, and just talk as long as you want. When you want to give it back, give it back.
Absolutely. The attitude towards food storage, I'll briefly talk about that. In the past, has been it sits in the corner, it collects dust. It's if you're starving, you'll eat it, that kind of thing. That's where the market was. Only recently has that kind of changed, and we've been kind of at the forefront of changing that. We've changed the perception of food storage. This is food that tastes good, that's quality, that we figured out a way to make it store good instead of taking storable crap and then marketing it. That's kind of a philosophy difference. Now, you've mentioned GMO, no aspartame, no high fructose corn syrup, no iodized yeast no iodized yeast extract. Say that fast 3 times. No soy. These are the criteria that we wanted in our food. And as we began to develop that and we began to get market share, we began to get a niche in the market where some of the other big players, were marketing companies. We became a food company playing in this arena. And so we feel very proud of what we've accomplished. When we met you, we took it even a step further. You wanted to talk about calorie count and those kind of things. So we took our food, we developed special packages that were unique to you. So where we took our family pack. So say one of our buckets, our most popular thing is a family pack. And it had, I think, 17 or 18 varieties of food in it at the time. I can't remember, but you want to take it and add meat. So we added meat to it. They're individually packaged, Mylar bags, resealable tops. So you can use part of it and not use part of it, not like a number 10 can where once you open it, you got all those servings. Very easy to transport, very easy to carry. Comes in a square bucket, hinged lid. They're designed to stack. So that's the basis of what we created. Now, the other criteria that you just mentioned, we want to get not empty calories. A lot of food storage companies focus on it. We feel they're empty calories or they're loaded with cheap breakfast, like oatmeal and things like that. We put some of that in there, but very small. We do not put sugary orange drink or that kind of stuff in there. We want quality meals, the kind of things that you're used to, more like you're used to eating now. So getting back to my story at the beginning that I just said, changing the perception of food storage, that it's not just something you put in the corner that's collecting dust for an emergency. Now this is a viable investment in high-quality food that you can use tomorrow night or 20 years from now in an emergency. It'll be there. That's the quality that we were going for and that we feel like we achieved. Now, the other thing, calories. I guess if you were a Holocaust victim in the camps in Germany, you could live off 500 or 600 calories a day. I mean, I guess that's what they did. That's what they ended up with. But if you're a real person, you're going to need, 1,200, 1,500. It depends on how active, maybe even a little more. You're going to have 1,500 to maintain. All our packages that we put together with Steve have an average of right around 1,500 calories a day for three meals a day, to a total of 1,500 calories. Now, I'll tell you one of the most remarkable things, and it's hard to explain to people, but this story will illustrate it. We're the only food storage company in the world that does a bioavailability study on all our food and how it mixes. How food storage goes into the bag and sits there and how it blends together and what it means to the human body is kind of something that's left behind. Okay, quite a while ago, a friend of a friend we were introduced, they found out about Numana. They wanted to do a 30-day challenge where they ate nothing but Numana food. They said, well, if this is food storage for an emergency, I want to see what it's like if this is all I'm going to eat. They bought some of our packs, about one pack, to use for the month. Now, the guy who did it, his name is Carl. He was a delivery driver at the time. Very hard work, very strenuous. His job was very hot. He expended a lot of energy, and he would drink typically 2 energy drinks, 2 of those 5-hour energy drinks a day. That was his life. He started doing the Numana challenge. He had it to where he could cook just in the little box truck. He had a little cooker for lunch. In the morning he would cook, and then at night, but in the lunch he would cook. And he started eating. He ate nothing but Numana. Well, shortly he felt so good and he felt sustained. He stopped drinking his energy drink. There is a difference between food storage companies out there, and we feel proud that we've been able to create a product that could do something like this. To give you a comparison, I didn't tell him this until after. And the video is going to be coming out shortly. He did a video about it. He was so happy about the situation. An Army guy did this with another food storage company. After about 3 weeks, he went to the doctor because he was getting sick, and his liver function was going down. He had to stop. And Carl, when he ate Numana, he not only felt fine, he felt better. He didn't need energy drinks. He felt sustained, and he felt like he could do his job. Now that's the importance and the details that we went into these products. This is a family-owned company. Our focus is not marketing. Our focus is the product. Obviously, we have to market. Obviously, we have to sell and get it to you. But our focus and our passion and our drive was started with our family, our children, and now we're offering it to the world. We're so pleased with this partnership with Steve Quayle and Hagman and Hagman, we appreciate you having us on very much to your audience, because he's pushed us even further to create some very unique products with the protein content, the meat content, and they taste, this is food storage that tastes great. Now, you invest in stocks, you invest in bonds, you invest in gold, you invest in silver, because it pays dividends. Well, so does food. If you freeze your food price today, you know you're going to get a dividend. You know the price of food is going up. I don't have to tell you that. So we have some two-person 6-month pack, 2-person year pack, 4-person year pack, and these packs are designed, I mean, this is real work. This isn't like, oh, I got this bucket, it says this, and I can get, this is, we formulate this with Steve so that if this is what all you had, and this is what you needed, you would have what you need, and it would be there when you need it. So that's the detail that we went through, and Steve has the prices. Ryan is great on customer service. We're so happy to have him involved, and it can help you in any way to understand the more detail of this. But these buckets include individual meals like pasta primavera, black bean soup, hot sweet habanero chili. This is real food. Hormone-free milk powder, meat buckets, a real USDA grade meat, not TVP, not soy. And we're just so pleased to be able to present it. And if you're thinking about this kind of stuff, we really feel we got a good option for you, and at a really reasonable price. And when you compare apples to apples, I've never seen a package quite like this.